Okay, art of foot zoning part two. So this part is going to be really digging deeper into asking certain questions. And these questions go along with the chakras. So this will be good because it really pertains to what we learned about in the boot camp. So we're going to start to make that connection with the chakras and the foot. So level two questions, going a little bit deeper, okay? So when you ask a certain question to someone, I want you to hold to that question. You're going to help guide a person down a path to see really where they stand and where they are. And the goal is to get underneath the superficial to find the real person, the authentic person. And remember, it's not a coincidence that they're in front of you. Remember that they are placed there for a reason, and usually that's from our higher power who has brought them to you. So keep that in mind. They have been delivered to you for a purpose. Okay, so when they are frustrated or they're expressing some maybe with a relationship or something, and so what you're going to do is you're going to just repeat back the exact word that they said. You're not going to change that word. You're going to keep it exactly how they said it. So when they say, well, I feel really frustrated because, and then let them finish that sentence, and then you're going to repeat it, saying, you are feeling frustrated, so you're feeling frustrated. Don't change the word, okay? Because you're going to use their words. It's going to be a key to a door inside their mind. And you're going to use that word throughout all 7 of these questions. Okay, so this is where the notes are going to be really good for you because you can already have them written out for you. So these 7 questions must be done in order to really help the person find out what is going on inside of them. Some people are really numb and they're not very in touch with their feelings. Now, I need to backtrack just a little bit because you'll have people sitting in your chair that don't want to talk at all. Okay, they just want a good foot rub. That's what they like to call it, a foot rub. So you meet them where they're at. You're going to have some people sitting in your chair where they're just talking, talk, and everything comes out. Okay, so a lot of times that's because they're very open to change, possibly. And some people will have the Feelings Buried Alive book, and they'll be reading the book, okay, and maybe they will just set it aside because they're not necessarily ready to work on some things. So these questions here is really good for a mentoring session, but you can also integrate them into your foot zone. Now just use the spirit on this, just use your intuition to help be able to dive deeper into that person's mind, okay? So number 1, well, tell me, what is the biggest obstacle that you're facing right now? Okay, and you're working their feet. Okay, it's almost like cutting hair, right? And talking at the same time. So for you right now, it might be a little bit hard to work feet and talk, but just know the more that you practice it, it's going to get easier and easier. So what is the biggest obstacle you're facing right now? And listen, okay? And then number 2, wow, how long has that been a problem for you? And then number 3, what have you done about it? Okay. Number 4, and is that working for you? How has it worked? And number 5, how much is that costing you? Is it how is your relationships, and is that costing you a lot of money? Just some ways to be able to get a little bit deeper. Number 6, if nothing else changes, can you live with how things are going right now? And number 7, how are you hoping I can support you with that? And so when you're at someone's feet, it's a really good place to be a good listener, because a lot of times when you get to that number 7 question, they just want someone to listen to them, because a lot of times people don't feel validated, and they feel like they can't open up their heart to anyone. A lot of times the tears will start flowing. And when that happens, I really suggest to just hold, keep working their feet, keep moving the energy, because they're having a very good release. A lot of times they don't even need to be conscious of what is being released, but just hold to that and give them their space. Because see, at that point in time, if they're crying and they're really at the height of the emotion, and we continue to dig deeper and go further and further and further, it can actually be a source of manipulation, because they're very vulnerable right now. And so you're going to honor them where they're at, and you're going to hold some sacred space for them and pray for them in your heart if you can, if you feel like you can. So really remember to hold to the order of those questions if that is what you feel like you need to do in a foot zone, okay? This will help them be able to look for that problem. All right, we're going to go to level 3 and finding a common theme on the foot. Okay, so you're going to listen to what they're saying. So when they start to talk, if they're in a space where they can release and they can open up a little bit, then you're going to really pay attention to the words that they're using. Okay, so maybe frustrated or angry or I was really worried, all those kind of describing feeling words is going to help you be able to understand or at least piece things together, especially if someone pauses and then says the feeling or if they even use where their tone is higher. If it goes higher, I was so happy, okay? Or I was so frustrated. Whatever it is, whatever word it is where they go higher, it really means how they're really feeling, okay? So don't pick out a word that means something to you. Okay, just slow down and listen to every word and take notes to the fluctuation. But how they say it and how they say that word is the key to the door to really start being able to understand what's going on in their mind. Okay. And now another thing is to notice themes on their foot. Okay, so this is going into a little bit more of the foot portion. So if you're finding a theme in their heart or the heart on the foot, you're finding triggers on their sternum area. You're finding triggers in their lungs, and maybe in their arms. Okay, as you're working the side of the foot, maybe the shoulder area. There's all of that, you're piecing it all together and you're remembering. You go back to page 18 in your manual and you're looking at the chakras, you're saying, oh, yeah, all of those go towards the heart. And then as you're listening to them talk and you're hearing them say, I just could not forgive that person, or my heart broke, you'll be able to find really the story that the body is telling. And so hold that space for them and honor them where they're at, okay? And be sure with your intent that you're sending them lots and lots of love, giving them that fruit that we talked about. Because that, a lot of times, that love and that peace is all they need. It's like the tipping point, all they need to be able to empty it all out and have that heart be able to be filled up with the love that they have missed out on. All right, so again, go back and pay attention to those themes in the foot and in their words. So we have the theme played out in the foot, the theme that is played out in words. So we have those two there. Go back to page 18 on your chakra archetype. We want you to review what emotions are associated with all the chakras. Just study those up. Make flashcards if you need to. All right, level 4. Next section. So you've got to clear yourself first in order to be a good listener. If you find yourself, your mind going from one subject to the next, or all the things you've got to do, then realize, oh, okay, there's some things I need to do in order to be 100% present. And maybe that is forgiving someone. Maybe that means completing an unfinished conversation. So we talked a little bit about that in the boot camp, where you talk spirit to spirit. Okay, you're driving in your car, driving down the street, there's an empty seat there next to you, the passenger seat. You're going to ask permission for that spirit to come sit next to you. And you're going to tell that person everything that you feel, everything that you felt like you could never tell them in person. You're going to ask them for forgiveness, and you're going to forgive them. Remember, it's the law of giving and receiving. It's a two-way street, right? Okay, let's go back to that law. You got to play that law. And you're also going to express your love for them. I mean, this could even be your worst enemy. But I tell you, we've got to love our enemies too. So talk to their spirits. That spirit communication is key. That's going to help clear yourself out. Because if you're not cleared, you're going to keep getting triggered from the emotions of your clients. Okay, you're going to start to really take on a lot of their themes, and that is not a fun thing to do. You've got to be able to move all of that out of you so that you can be a good listener. Always remember to shield up. Shielding up is key. All right, moving on. So while working a client's foot, you may notice a theme with the chakras. So I'm just going to give you some chakra questions. So I'm backtracking a little bit here to section 4. So you are going to go with the one that stands out to you the most. So we talked a little bit about the heart chakra. And one question you can ask with the heart chakra is just, I'm feeling a lot of triggers in the heart area. Is there anyone that you feel like you have a hard time forgiving? Is there anyone that you have an unfinished conversation with? And then you can give them this tool, okay? That's going to help clear them out. That's the spirit communication one. All right, so we covered the heart chakra. And just so you know, the heart chakra is the bridge between heaven and earth. So the heart chakra really is a good place to start with. So now we're going to go to the crown chakra. I'm going to go over these really fast. Crown chakra, if you're feeling triggers there, you could ask them, describe your relationship with God. How do you want that relationship to look like? How do you want to be like? And see it in your mind and play it out. Now with the brow chakra, you could ask, what beliefs do you continue to accept that you know are not true? Okay. Do you feel like you are able to receive feedback from other people and apply those suggestions in your life? Because maybe sometimes people tend to be a little bit too rigid and they're not willing to take feedback. And so that is one area where the brow chakra would be stifled. Okay, moving on to the throat chakra. Are you able to express yourself honestly and openly in a respectful manner when you need to? Why or why not? And you can phrase these in a very natural way according to your own signature, according to your own uniqueness. Okay, are you able to honestly express yourself? I'm feeling a lot of triggers in the throat chakra. All right, solar plex. Tell me what you like about yourself. And let me tell you, for women, this is a big one. And this is a really good question to ask. Tell me what you love about yourself. Give me all the reasons why you're so amazing. And it can be hard. It can be hard for some women. And men, too. And have them name all the things that they love and like. And then when they run out, there's still more, actually. So maybe they'll just name one or two, and you're just going to remain silent. And you're going to look at them, and you're going to keep saying, keep going. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. Dig deep. There's some more. And you can even give them a little bit of homework here. You can say, starting today, what is one thing that you can do for yourself because you value yourself so much? Just one little thing. And let them come up with it. When I started doing this for myself, you know what it was? It was flossing my teeth. Just flossing my teeth. Just one little thing. I hate flossing my teeth. But now I choose to do it every day because I love myself and I honor myself. See how easy that is? It doesn't have to be anything big. Just one little thing. If we chose one new thing every day to do for ourselves because we honor ourselves, how much different it would be, right? Sacral chakra. How do you define creativity? Do you consider yourself a creative person? Do you follow through with your creative ideas? Okay, it's one thing to have an idea, but what about actually manifesting them and birthing those creative ideas? Root chakra. What is the first thought you think of when you wake up in the morning? What would you like to think and feel when you wake up in the morning? Okay, so with root chakra, for some people that could be, oh man, first thing I think of in the morning is, oh my goodness, another day. Okay, now you can ask them, well, what would you like it to be? What would you like to feel like when you wake up in the morning? And then allow them to come up with some affirmations. And so with that, some affirmations would be, today is going to be the best day of my life. And what I do is I have something for every day of the week. So Monday is my marvelous day, Tuesday is my terrific day, Wednesday is a wonderful day, Thursday is a therapeutic day, Friday is a fabulous fun day, Saturday is, silly Saturday, and Sunday was probably sleep day where I have a little nap. So just have them come up and just play with things so that they can really learn how to open up their chakras, how to really visualize what it is they want to have in their life. When they see it, think it, and feel it, then that's where the true life changing is going to come from as they're sitting at your feet. I love you guys. This is a wonderful program, and I know you're going to do awesome.